Good morning. Today, students will be able to use equivalent expressions to generate equivalent equations. So you're going to be combining like terms to find equivalent expressions like you did yesterday. So here are some examples for you. This says use the commutative property, the turnaround rule, to create an equivalent expression in which like terms are next to each other. So here what I've done is I've taken my like terms, so the terms that are being multiplied by k, and put them next to each other, and then my terms without the variable next to each other. For letter B, we are going to combine like terms from problem 1a and write it as a simplified equivalent expression. So we are going to simplify this by combining like terms. So if I add 12k plus 3k, I would get 15k. And then I would combine these like terms. So here I have 3 times 2, which is 6, plus 1. So 6 plus 1 is 7. So this expression, simplified, would be 15k plus 7. Here is another example. Write the expression in simplest form. What that means is write the expression by combining the like terms. So here we have 4a plus 5 minus a plus 10. So these two here have the variable. So I would do 4a minus a, which would be 3a, plus, and then these like terms, 15. 5 plus 10 is 15. So my simplified expression would be 3a plus 15. And these expressions here and here would be equivalent or equal to one another. If I plugged a number in for a here, and I plugged the same number in for a in this expression, we would get the exact same answer. My next problem says write this expression in simplest form. You will see a lot of these on your puzzle where it has the distributive property. Remember, if you have that number on the outside of the parentheses, you are going to distribute that to both of the numbers in the parentheses. So this is like 10 times b, so 10b plus 10 times 5, which would be 50, plus 15. Now, I do not have any other variables other than the 10b. So that is going to stay, but I'm going to combine these like terms. So here I would have 10b plus 65. And all three of these equations here, or expressions, are equivalent. If I plugged the number 2 in for b in every expression, you're going to get the same answer in all three expressions. If I plug the number 15 in and multiplied and added, you're going to get the same answer because these expressions are equivalent or equal. Okay, on today's agenda, you are going to do IXL Y 14, 15, and 17. So those are down here, 14, 15, and 17 under expressions and properties. So these will be what these will look like. So this is 14. It says write each answer as a number, a variable, or a product of the number and variable. So here, if we have 3p plus 9, it says the commutative property of multiplication. Remember, the commutative property of multiplication just says that you can flip the order of the numbers and you're still going to get the same answer. Okay, this is an example of the commutative property. So here we have 3p plus 9. That would be the same as 3p times 9. That would be the same as 9 times 3p. And then when we multiply 3 times 9, we would get 27p. Okay? For your next problem, for y15, you're adding and subtracting like terms. So combine any like terms in the expression. If there are none, then rewrite the expression. So here we're combining 5k minus k, which would leave us, if we take 1k away from 5k, we would have 4k. Okay. And then for the next one, it says select the expressions that are equivalent to 8y. So you're looking for any of them that are equivalent to 8y plus 8y, which would equal 16y. So this one is going to be equivalent. This one would not be equivalent. This would not be equivalent. And 4y plus 13, that would be 17y as well. All right, once you're done with the IXL, you're going to complete this puzzle. To be honest, this puzzle is challenging. What you have to do is simplify all of these expressions on the edges and then find another piece that simplifies to the same expression. So you might not see a match right away because not every piece is simplified. There are some that are already simplified, and I'll give you a hint at the end of this video. So I'm going to simplify some for you. So if you want to pause the video and cut apart your puzzle, that might be helpful, and then come back and solve these. So go ahead and cut that puzzle apart. So if you find your piece that has these expressions on them, I'm going to help you simplify these. Now, this one, 2x plus 12, is already simplified. There are no terms that I can combine. Here we have 19x minus 12x. So 19 minus 12 is going to be 7x, which I saw a puzzle piece that started with 7x. So that's going to be its match. For the next one, we have 5x minus 3x. So we're going to have 2x plus 62 minus 5, which is going to be 57. So we're going to look for an expression that simplifies to 2x plus 57. It could already be simplified on the other puzzle piece. And the last one is already simplified, 42.5x plus 7. I know it's simplified because there's no more x's or independent numbers that I can add or multiply. Let's go look at the other pieces I have. All right, for the next one, I have this puzzle piece here. Okay, for the first problem I'm going to do is 45 divided by 15 times 4x. This will simplify. 45 divided by 15 is 3 times 4x. For the next one, we have 40x and 2.5x, and we're going to add those together. So we would get 42 and 1/2 x plus 7. Ooh, I remember seeing that on this side. We have 42.5 x plus 7. So that means that this part of your puzzle here is going to line up with this part of your puzzle here. So those two pieces will match together. The next one, we have 2x, there are no other x's to combine, plus 29. And then here we have 100 divided by 10 minus 10x. So I can solve this here and get 10 minus 10x. And I put this puzzle piece here because this is going to match with this expression. Because if I use the distributive property to solve this and I distribute that 10, I would have 10 minus, because 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times x is going to be 10x. And those two expressions are equivalent. So what you're going to do is turn your puzzle pieces around until they fit into this puzzle shape. If you have glue, you can glue them down. That's great. If you don't have glue, you can just put them down on the puzzle piece. If you'd like to send me a picture of your puzzle when you're done, that would be fantastic. What I'm going to show you next, if you want the hint, if you don't want the hint, you can pause and try without. There are going to be, 16, there are going to be 16 expressions that you do not use because they line up with that outer edge. Okay, so what my hint is going to be is giving you those 16 expressions so you don't have to go look for their pairs because that's what makes it a little more challenging. So if you do not want that hint, you can pause the video now, okay? But again, my hint is going to be the 16 expressions that would line up in those spots. So if I had a diamond here, right, it's going to be an expression that lines up here and an expression that lines up here and does not have a pair. What I suggest you do is if you want the hint, once you see the list of expressions, go on to those pieces and just cross out those expressions if you do not need them. You need all of these though. So I would just cross it out so that you know that it's going to be on the outside. Okay, so stop if you do not want the hint. If you do, here are the expressions that you will not use or that are on the outside edge of the puzzle. So if you want to pause the video and cross those ones out to help you, you can. If you tried it and you're stuck, then you can go in and cross these ones out and that will be helpful as well. Good luck today. Email me or message me on Student Square if you have any questions. Have a great day. I miss you guys.